In January 2011, the Grand Junction Coalition for the Homeless released results from a survey taken by 800 homeless people here in the Grand Valley. The results of the survey are alarming. Of those 800 surveyed, 228 were children under the age of 18. Nearly 100 were veterans of war. We set out to take a closer look as to why people are homeless, what resources are available in Grand Junction, and what are the misconceptions that surround homelessness. We realized quickly that resources are limited, and often shelters struggle to fit all those in need. This is a bathroom currently under construction that over 100 people use on a daily basis. There are only 3 showers, 2 stalls, and 3 sinks.
We have dividers up between different units, and we have everything very mobile in here because at any given moment I may have a family of 3, or I've had as large of a family as 14. And so, you know, they take up like a whole corner when they come in and stuff. And so, you know, that's a lot of discrepancy in sizes. Plus, I have little babies, or I might have somebody who has teenagers, and so we are able to kind of move our room around the way that we need to. When our family numbers are really low, my single women are also over here just because it's safer for them to be over here on this side. But immediately, as soon as I'm full of families, then the single women have a place over on the other side. Yeah, so it just kind of gets displaced because of the fact that in this community we are the only family shelter. We are the only place for a single woman to go who's not in domestic violence. You know, there's the Latimer House if you are in domestic violence, but if you're not, there is nowhere else for you to settle.
Educating the public is an essential part of helping solve the problem of homelessness in the Grand Valley. This is an exhibit called Faces and Voices, currently being used by Homeward Bound in hopes that people will better understand the stories of the homeless.
And what they are is we've had to the story of why they're homeless. How did they end up at Homeward Bound? And you'd be surprised. I mean, the stories are as varied as there are as many pictures. It's not what people think. It's very heart-wrenching and moving. And so we have this as an education piece that's traveling throughout the community all year. It's currently at the Basil T. Knight Center. It's moving to Redlands United Methodist for May. In June it'll be at St. Mary's Hospital. We have it going to Community Hospital. We have it going to Rocky Mountain Healthcare. We have it going to the City Hall in October.
Why are there people that are chronically homeless?
A couple of things. So, you know, we're seeing 2 different types of homelessness. So we have what's called generational homelessness, and that's really people who have been in poverty for multiple generations. We'll have grandma, auntie, the mom, you know, and kids. They don't know any other way.
What are the misconceptions about people that stay here as far as
that they're panhandlers, that they're all drug addicts, you know, the stereotypes that you hear out there. That's, you know, what we're really trying to address within this educational piece that we have out called the Faces and Voices, because those really are the things that we need to get through to them, that it really is children and families who have never been homeless before, who are, you know, working. And then we call that type of homeless the situational homeless, or the economic kind of homelessness that we're seeing. People who have never ever, but it just took losing their job and one other event, a health event or a transportation event or something like that, and they just didn't have enough to be able to keep themselves from kind of spiraling out.
We then went to the Catholic Outreach, a shelter that provides meals on a daily basis, as well as trying to find housing for those currently homeless.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of different populations too. There's anything from, we have families who are homeless, we have individuals who are homeless, we have veterans who are homeless. There's a lot of things that have happened. It might be just a series of circumstances that leads to a homelessness situation. Maybe a job loss, having to move out of the area, anything along those lines. Or there can be underlying conditions which make housing harder to stay in, like a mental health care condition, a physical disability, an addiction. So these are things that we come up against a lot, or even domestic violence too. So it's like those are the crux of some of the issues that happen. What we're seeing in Mesa County is the lack of work, being at, you know, anywhere from that 10 to 11% homeless. I mean, not the homelessness rate, the unemployment rate makes it really hard to maintain work, keep work, and therefore keep housing.
Do you know how we compare to other areas as far as our homeless population?
I think we have a larger population.
what do you see as far as the misconceptions the public has about the homeless?
That they can't be housed. This was a big one that I really didn't realize was an issue after working at the Housing Authority and then after working here. St. Benedict's Place, which is behind City Market over here. The misconception in Mesa County was you cannot house the mentally ill. It's just they're crazy. You can't put them in housing, they're going to destroy it. And Sister Karen, by doing St. Benedict's Place, showed that you can house them.
Regardless of the stigmas that exist around homelessness, the most important thing we learned from this experience is that hope is still a very real part of everyday life for these people. This was no more evident than with Melanie, a woman living with autism. Melanie finds that help from these organizations are truly a blessing.
This place, because I was trying for it to get here, it's like it's just like Care Bears flying around, all that, just like giving you love, and you're just like, who I'm going for to talk to next, you know, like I'm talking, Miss Abby will tell you, and like Miss Jill, Sir Blair, because the love and the environment, and so it just like, it changed my life on such a spiritual level. I don't really know how, if I had to write an essay and be like, we're going to get graded, I'd be like, oh no. Like I wouldn't know how to put it so great because it's so huge for my life, you know?
The Grand Valley Coalition for the Homeless has a goal of ending homelessness in the next 10 years. The coalition plans to add more support facilities and continue to educate the public about the plight of the homeless.